Today I'm going to be talking about the metaverse and something that will literally blow your mind. People are spending millions of dollars buying virtual land in the virtual metaverse, being paid in virtual currency. Check out this video where $2.4 million was spent on one parcel of land. So in today's video, what we're going to cover is a quick introduction to the metaverse. We're going to talk about how people are buying land, how people can actually make use of the land in the metaverse, and how people can potentially profit from investments in land in the metaverse, and my own personal view on whether now's a good time for you to invest in land in the metaverse. Okay, let's get going. As always, I'm not your financial advisor. This video is for edutainment only. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, okay, I admit it, as always, I'm a Star Wars fan. I used to think I knew about real estate and property. I bought my first property about 25 years ago. Now, my previous investments in property, we've done what's called a single let, we've done multi-let, we've done service accommodation, we've done developments, we've done no money down investments, we've done six-figure renovation projects. But then our favorite pop star ZZ Top, no, I'm not talking about the actual pop star, I'm talking about Mr. Z, Zuckerberg, came in and said, Facebook is now Meta. And that really did, as they say, upset the apple cart. So now we can do what? We can buy land, virtual land in the virtual space called the metaverse. Are you serious? To this metaverse stuff is really making me scratch my head a lot. I want to understand what's going on as someone spending multiple $1 million on a piece of land in the metaverse seems a bit crazy to me. I've got a favor to ask you. Smash that like button really hard, and if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button. People are spending money on NFTs and now buying parcels of land that do not really exist, and most of it is driven by hype and speculation. And I want to know if we're in a bubble or if there's actually more to this than just hype. We've had the Dubai property boom, which is interesting because people bought property to begin with because of the speculative value. More recently, China, similar story where people bought for the speculative value. The Grayscale Trust, which is a group of very rich investors, says that the metaverse could have an annual turnover of over $1 trillion. Now that would be more than any other company in terms of turnover. This is a little bit crazy to me. Well, isn't the metaverse limitless? It's actually not limitless. So we are, in theory, buying land in the metaverse, which is limited in the same way that Bitcoin has a limited number of coins. So let's take a step back a bit and break this down. What is the metaverse? You can think of the metaverse like a space which is entirely virtual. Kind of like the internet, but just instead of having websites, now you can have entire experiences in virtual reality. Now let's look at land as an investment. Normally there's two ways in which you can make money with land. Number one is if you own it and you develop it and do something from it and get a return. So that could be development or farming or renting it out. The second is speculative value. That means that if you buy a parcel of land for $10,000, someone else you think will pay you $20,000 just for that piece of land because he thinks it's going to be worth more in years to come. Those are the two, broadly speaking, ways of making money with land. So how can you make money from land in the metaverse? Right now, there aren't a huge amount of uses for land in the metaverse because we are at a very, very early stage. So right now, probably the biggest way to make money from land in the metaverse is from speculative value. So if you were to buy a parcel of land, and we're going to come to how you can do that in a few minutes, you can then have it sold to someone else and see if they're going to pay you more. That's a speculative value. Now, one of the first real uses of land in the metaverse was actually a concert done by Justin Bieber recently. In November 2021, Justin Bieber created the first ever concert in the metaverse. People from all over the world watched Justin Bieber sing in virtual reality. This was not perfect, but people liked it more than they thought they would. People don't always want to go to a live concert because of the problems around logistics and everything that's happening in terms of health in the world. So this could be interesting for the future. So let's talk about Snoop Dogg. Now, Snoop Dogg recently collaborated with Sandbox, and we're going to talk about Sandbox in a minute, to create a virtual mansion in the metaverse that will house his NFT collection. and that will allow visitors to eventually go into his mansion and view his NFTs. He'll eventually put on shows in his mansion and more likely charge people, and you can also buy parcels of land near his mansion. So he's started to create areas of interest in the mansion, in the metaverse. All of this will be how individuals will make money in the metaverse going forwards. So I'm going to give you a quick introduction to buying land in the metaverse. Now, this is a broad summary. You need to do your own research before you make any investments. So if you look here, you've got Sandbox and Somnium Space, two that you can see from OpenSea, the website. There are loads more, but literally, as you can see here, we're going in and you can find a parcel of land, click on it, and these are the prices of these bits of land, and you can go in there and buy them using your various cryptocurrencies. Again, this is a very broad summary, but this is how you'd go about buying and selling your bits of land in the metaverse. So the question is it too soon? Don't get me wrong, it's a great idea to be an early investor, but there is a phase of technology when it could be just too early. But as far as real world utility is concerned right now, I haven't seen it to the degree where I think it could be super profitable. At the end of the day, the multiverse, as far as I understand it, is just, if you like, an HD version of a website. It's the next version of the internet. For me, I don't like to be at the very leading, or what some people call bleeding edge of investments. If there's one thing you'll take away from all my videos, it's you need to plan for long-term stability. Taking highly risky speculative investments can sometimes pay off, but more often than not, they won't pay off and it'll be too risky. That said, if you do have some spare cash, maybe it's worth a speculative investment. But as I've said many times in terms of crypto, this is a speculative investment and you need to be careful. Make sure you check out two videos. The first one, how most people lose money trading crypto. And the second one is how you can launch your own long-term online business with affiliate marketing. Take care and stay safe.